All right, Jake, we'll start with the men. They took care of business, won their 8th straight team title. Innocent took second. Just walk us through the race and what was the game plan?
Yeah, so we kind of went with the same mindset that we kind of ran the blue and gold. We knew that Dallas Baptist ran against us pretty well at the blue and gold, and we expected it just to be pretty much 3-4 times as challenging because we knew we were going to throw in Western New Mexico who beat us earlier in the year. We were throwing in UT Tyler and Oklahoma Christian. It all kind of looked like they had 5 or 6 runners that had been doing all right throughout the year. So we knew we were going to have a good 20 to 30 runners up there. So we just said, hey, put yourself in the group, be patient. We know that as the race goes on, we're the most fit, and people just kind of disappear as the race goes on, and that's the way it started to play out. And then we really stepped on the gas the last mile and a half or two, and boys really took control of things over the last second half of the race, like we've done, like we did the blue and gold, like we really did last year at the regional meet. That we're always a second half of the race team, and with experience, that's definitely a very good strength to have. So.
Last week you were like, if we lose this, I'm a beat pissed, pretty much. So what was it like being able to, because I mean you pretty much guaranteed victory whenever you came in here last week. How was it like just being able to see the team execute that and come out with the win?
Oh yeah, when you do that kind of thing, I mean I do that to kind of motivate my guys. I do that to pretty much say, you know what, this is our expectation. We talk about it all the time that we are expected to be the best distance program in the Lone Star Conference year in, year out, that we take that as a responsibility to the conference, that's our job, to be the best program from a distance standpoint in the LSC every single year. We didn't have that part going on earlier in the year, but we started to kind of show it at the blue and gold. And then, we really started to see some things in training last week where I became very confident. They needed to know that. They needed to know that because they were going to get challenged. They had teams gunning for them. And they needed to be confident that if they just did their thing, they ran the way that they knew how, that by the time we did get to 3 or 4 miles, that it would be their race. They just had to go step on the gas the way that they did. And they were running 4:50 pace to kind of close out that last mile. So that tells me they were pretty controlled. There's some room in the tank that I think that they would have been more than fine going on to 10K like we will in 2 weeks at the National Invite. They were definitely in control. And I expect to see this group continue to take another step forward. I'm really excited to see them race in Lubbock in 2 weeks.
With the women finishing second, are they a little further ahead than maybe you thought they were? Because you weren't exactly sure where you thought they would finish this weekend.
Yeah, I guess Florance, I knew she was going to run well. I was pretty confident in her winning. But I think that performance definitely shows that she is of the caliber that we expected her to be. So I can definitely say that she may be a little further ahead, but we really won't know for sure until she runs against some really good competition in 2 weeks. The other ladies, all 6 ladies that I had out there trained on their own for at least 2 weeks over the past month at some point. So they either trained on their own or were completely out. So we were in a much better spot, I think, the way that the results played out, not necessarily being a second place team, but the actual individual performances when I look at it. That I still expected us to be second, but I guess some of the performances like Lana Belmares, I was very, very excited about how Lana ran. It was significantly better than when she ran at the LCU meet earlier. So really, really solid for a freshman to come in and be our 4. Very proud of the way she ran. Naya Senna, she really came through, and a girl that maybe gave up a little bit earlier in the season during workouts. I mean, there's no quitting that girl anymore. That as soon as we get her fitness back, she's going to make a big jump for us. And same thing with Daphne Pate, that she went and gave it her all, but she just needs a little bit more time to kind of be up there. So I don't know if we're going to be able to run with DBU in 2 weeks, or if we had a longer season. But those girls are. We have the ones there right now. That next year, I think that group could really take a big step forward if we keep on working hard and just kind of use that same mindset that we used to overcome some adversity the past couple of weeks.
How impressive was Flo's performance? Because you said you knew she was going to win, but by how much she won by? She didn't run with anybody.
Yeah, minute and a half, and I mean she wasn't tired after she got done. So it's hard to say where I think she's at. I mean, I talked to her junior college coaches, and they straight up said, like, we've coached some very good people at Iowa Central, and we're not kidding you when we say if we've seen anyone that we think could go on and be a professional runner someday, it's Florance. So that's the kind of runner that we believe that we have. We got a couple good training partners for her here, and a couple more good ones coming in semester. So we've really got things in the works for Flo to really keep on moving forward, for this team to keep moving forward, and it's been exciting to watch the guys the last couple of years. I just want all of y'all to be excited to kind of see what this women's team is going to start bringing this spring, and as we move into next fall, that I really believe things are going to start getting equally as exciting for our ladies team.
So my unsung hero of the championship side was Otaki. Last year he finished 50th. This year he finishes 4th. Just talk about him and just how he's adapted to the training and just coming into 4th. That's big time.
Otaki, that guy. When we had our recruiting call, he was so worried that I was going to make him run cross country. He was like, I'm talking to all these other coaches. They want me to run cross country, and I am not a cross country guy. And I was like, you're a 150, 800 guy. You've only ran maybe 1 or 2 races over 800 meters. Don't worry, we're here having you here to run track. And I really believed it, actually. Sometimes I lie to people when I say that, but him, I actually meant it. So last year, he just looked like an 800 guy. Got a little better at the mile. And then I saw him do a couple workouts this year. And I was like, Arno, I need you to go out and I need you to put yourself up there. And just let's see how things play out. If we risk too much, doesn't work out, we got to adapt and go to the conference meet. Well, 2 weeks ago, it paid off. And you know what? He ran almost 2 minutes faster, and then he ran another 30 seconds faster this week. So he's taken about 2.5 minutes off his 8K PR from a year ago. So I just told him, I'm like, you know what? Now we need a mile in about 6 weeks, because I really believe that he's ready to go out and run 4:05 or faster in the mile right now. When you talk about that 800-meter leg speed, his endurance, another guy like that, Batari Rigonegua, those two guys working together this track season. Really excited to see what they do over 800 meters in the mile distance. And one last thing on unsung heroes, I think that just talking about some of our newcomers, some of our young guys that kind of are out of that top 6 that we really expect to do some big things are like Jay Hall, Sam Sankovic, Calvin Allen, guys that also overcame some adversity like the girls did, that they just wanted to go out there. They really believed that they could do it because they were wearing a WT singlet, and that's what happens when you come here, that you know you're repping WT, you know that we've won 7, now 8 straight championships, that something special happens when you step on that start line with our guys, and you know what, you get the most out of yourself when you're in those environments. So great to see those guys do it. They didn't impact our scoring at all, but I think that if either of them would have been our 5, Jay or Sam, that we would have still won with either of those guys as our 5. So shout out to those guys. They're the future, and they give the other guys motivation to keep doing what they're